From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, April the 5th, 2021. Israel's President Reuven Rivlin spent the day in non-stop meetings with the heads of political parties in Israel, asking them who they would like to see form the next government. As of the time of the taping of this newscast, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had received the most endorsements, more than his main rival, Yair Lapid. Netanyahu with 52 votes, Lapid with 45. Naftali Bennett received 7 nominations. There were reports this weekend that Lapid and Bennett had reached an agreement of a rotating premiership, with Bennett reportedly going first. And Gideon Saar's New Hope party asked Rivlin today to back such an effort. But the president said that doing so would be political intervention, and he declined. So New Hope endorsed no one. The Arab Joint List party also abstained from nominating anyone as well. Netanyahu, meanwhile, appeared today before the Jerusalem District Court for the evidence stage of his corruption trial. The prime minister later called the proceedings against him an attempted coup. Blue and White Party leader Benny Gantz said in response to that, he is the one who is trying to carry out a government coup. In another sign of improvement in the coronavirus situation in Israel, Israel's defense ministry said that immediate families of fallen soldiers will be allowed to visit their loved ones' graves on Memorial Day, Yom HaZikaron. Last year, if you recall, was the first time ever in Israel's history that the country's military cemeteries were closed to the public on Yom HaZikaron because of the pandemic. Defense Minister Benny Gantz told reporters yesterday that this year we won't be at full capacity, but we will open cemeteries. The focus, he said, is on giving the families the opportunity to come to the cemeteries, urging others to visit the grave sites at other times, leaving the day itself for family members only. Yom HaZikaron begins next Tuesday evening, April the 13th. Social justice and civil rights trailblazing Rabbi Robert Marx has died. Marx founded the Jewish Council on Urban Affairs, which was devoted to social justice causes, in Chicago in 1964, also founding the Hakafa congregation in the city in 1983. He was a leader in interfaith efforts and in Jewish-Black relations. Marx was greatly inspired and influenced by his experiences marching with Dr. Martin Luther King. In 1966, Marx had gone to Chicago's Marquette Park with his then 12-year-old son and sat by the curb in support of King. What happened next became a life-changing moment for him.
The marchers came past Martin Luther King and hundreds of his followers. And people on the sidewalk started throwing rocks and hurling epithets at the marchers. Something happened. I got up, my son and I holding hands, and we walked into the middle of the street and started marching with Dr. King. Something happened at that moment that said, you can't be an observer. You've got to be a participant.
Marx died last Sunday. He was 93. Renowned playwright Arthur Kopit has died. Kopit's 7 decades-long career began in 1962 with the absurdist play Oh Dad, Poor Dad, later writing the musical Nine and the plays Indians and Wings, all earning him Tony nominations. Longtime friend and collaborator lyricist Maury Yeston called Kopit one of the most uncompromisingly original writers that America ever produced. Kopit died Friday. He was 83. The IDF announced its newest intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance aircraft, the Oron, which they said will enable the IDF to maintain its intelligence superiority in the face of emerging challenges. The aircraft, called the most advanced of its kind in the world, was received yesterday at the Nevatim Air Force Base in southern Israel. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, April the 5th at 7 o'clock. It's The Wisdom of Dr. Ruth. At 7:30, you can meet IDF soldiers who triumphed over financial hardships and disabilities to serve and excel, and meet the extraordinary heroes who run toward disaster zones when others run away in order to save lives. That's all on the new series FIDF Live. At 8, it's a bipartisan discussion on the impact of Mayors United Against Anti-Semitism, an initiative from the American Jewish Committee in partnership with the U.S. Conference of Mayors, with Mayor Greg Fisher of Louisville, Kentucky, and Mayor Francis Suarez of Miami, Florida. Hosted by the AJC's Melanie Pell. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with director Jennifer Gelfer and actor John Buffalo Mailer, who talk about their film, The Second Son. At 10, remarks from Rabbi Meir Lau at the 92nd Street Y. And coming up next, it's Good Week Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, April the 5th, 2021. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy. Stay well.